Salespeople have this weird thing whenever they talk to a prospect, they sound like a robot or get into their professional sales voice. And that translates into LinkedIn, and it's not something that's in your favor. It's not helping you. On today's episode, I'm going to speak with Ellis Stone, who's going to talk to us about how we can become more human on LinkedIn. Some good stuff here. You're going to love this episode. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast here on TSC TV on YouTube. I am your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, we have the one and only Ellis Stone, who is at Care Access Research. Ellis is a physician engagement manager. Essentially, he works with a team of sales development rep, SDRs, and he helps them to be able to become more effective at setting appointments and to have more dialogue with prospects. With that, Ellis has years of experience of working with LinkedIn, and some of the things that he talked about are just like, they're simple things that are down to earth, but many of us don't do them. He's going to break it down, give you about 5 to 6 different things that you can apply right now to become more human on LinkedIn. Apply it. I promise it's going to help.
Welcome to the show, Ellis.
Thank you for having me.
Man, of course, man. I'm looking forward to this, man. As somebody who's killing it on LinkedIn like yourself with the team you're leading and the insights that you have, I feel that everyone who's listening here can walk away and get some added knowledge that can help them. And today we're not going to, I know you're not going to disappoint us. You're going to give us some good stuff right away.
I'm going to be complete me. Yes, sir.
You and I spoke, and one of the things we talked about was the fact that LinkedIn is such a powerful atmosphere, so powerful platform for salespeople. However, many people are not using it effectively. One of the issues is that they're not human. Talk to me about that. What do you mean by that, not human on LinkedIn?
So I think a lot of people see the influencers and the people that have the success, and instead of trying to be themselves, they try to emulate that. That's one issue. And the other issue is me and you've been in sales, right? Yeah. So you get to a corporation like, okay, here's the script that you send to thousands of prospects.
Get me started on that.
And then when we first get started in sales, we get comfortable with doing that. And we're just like, here. We just send it out possible, and we might get 1 or 2, but then we're wondering why we're not getting the success we need. Is because they can tell it's not coming from you. It's coming from a copywriter. It's coming from the company. Sometimes it's coming from a bot, and that's just not being human. And people buy from people. So that's what I mean about being human.
Interesting you bring that up, and I feel that what happens is that companies are trying to be efficient, right? Because you have a team of how many BDRs you have on your team?
So right now I have an SDR team of 5, and they're going to be doubling soon. So yeah.
So let's say you have 10 people you're taking care of on your team. Imagine, and you're trying to get them up to par. You have 5 and you're trying to bring on 5 more. So they're thinking, well, 5 people coming on board, they're fresh out of college or they're brand new. They have no clue what they're going to say on LinkedIn. So let me give them what to say. And then therefore, this is what Ellis used. So therefore, it's going to be effective. Yeah. And I get the idea, but it's lazy selling. And it's not going to be as effective.
So one of the reasons why companies do that is because it's kind of hard to scale. If you're doing custom messages for every prospect, it's something that they can't crack, right? If they're doing scripts, they could do A/B testing and they could do it that way. But I don't have a problem with somebody that's just out of the gate using a script. Yeah. But when you get in that pattern, 6 months, a year, 2 years of still doing that, like you said, that's lazy selling. You're not researching the prospect. You're not trying to get to know the person. You're just looking at them as a number, and they can tell that, man. Like when somebody sends me a script or, a bot sends me something, I could tell it's not a person. It's not coming from them. And the worst, I don't know if you ever had that, is when they send you the script, right? But they forget to fill out the blanks.
Merge tags.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when they forget to fill those out, and it's like Mr. Blank from this company, right? And that's the worst. And it's easy mistakes to make, but if you're personal, you won't make those mistakes.
You one of the things too that you hit on with it is I often can recognize when those bots are coming with my name, and I know the people know, like you said, they can feel it when you are being genuine or when it's being a mass produced piece of content. Mass produced pieces of content, they can, like you're saying, we've talked about that, like they can to some degree have some kind of efficacy where it might be, there's an 80-20 rule, whereas, maybe 20% of the people will open it, and then maybe like 10 of the 5 or 10%, maybe you get that 3% return rate. However, those are the ones that are probably going to respond no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
But to be successful and to be like one of the top producers, that requires that additional piece that you're talking about. And I can tell you though, like for real, I feel it. And I could see it whenever somebody responds to me and they put Donald C, because on LinkedIn, I put my name as Donald, my initial C to kind of distinguish myself, because LinkedIn doesn't have that field for your initials.
Exactly.
So when I see, good morning, Donald C, I'm like, garbage.
Right away. It's lazy, but again, they're not being taught any better.
Yeah.
So it's not 100% their fault. It comes from the top down. I tell my team, I want you to sell you. I want you to sell like you are, your personality. I want you to use that. Talk the way you speak. Yes, you got to be professional. Talk the way you talk, write the way you write, because they're going to feel that, and you're going to have a better chance of building that connection with them.
I want you to go deeper on that. Tell me, let's go a little bit further. I'm on your team. You just hired me, 6 months ago, and now I'm starting to get better. I'm like, Ellis, man, I need to improve my LinkedIn game. Yeah. You just told me that, and I'm like, I don't know what you mean, man. Tell me a little bit more. How do I talk like me? Give me an example.
Use your personality.
Yeah.
Right. If you're funny when we're on Slack.
Yeah.
Right. If you're funny, use that same sense of humor when you're prospecting. Right. If you're real detailed when you talk to me, use that. Use the skills that the universe has given you to prospect. I don't ever shackle my team. Right. So I have one rep that's really good at doing research. He can find out anything about you. Right. Anything. I don't know how he does it, but I tell him, use that. Use that to your advantage. Find out those points that's going to get them interested, and use that. I have another guy that he's real down to earth, really easy to communicate with. And I tell him, use that. When you're talking to him, talk to him kind of like a friend. Hey, Donald, right? I noticed this about your business. I'm just trying to get to know you, whatever. Use you. And that's what I mean. Don't be afraid to let your personality shine.
And I think that's fascinating too, because have you ever gotten into the corporate robot mode, like when you're talking to somebody, all of a sudden your tone changed, and you got to sound like a salesperson, like you like, hold on 1 second, Ellis, let me get on my salesperson voice. We have optimized the best results calculation for the it's you got to use the word strategic too.
Strategic and year-over-year growth and the bottom line, right? It is funny because every time I'm talking to somebody and I start getting to that, and my wife's in the kitchen and she looks at me like that's not how you speak. Right? That's not you, but we all get to that. But me personally, if I'm talking to you, selling me something, and you start doing that, it turns me off.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it personally just turns me off when you start using those keywords. Be yourself. That's it.
Yeah. And I imagine if you did that, I think that's why, if you feel that way, imagine how much the buyer feels that way now from the other standpoint. Now, so what are some other ways? And I want to ask about this one, and maybe you can give me a couple of the ways how we can become more human on LinkedIn, maybe some specific strategies that we can take away. But one of the things I want you to hit on, because I think that this may be one of them, I'm just guessing though, but LinkedIn's capability now to do video and audio. I see that as a huge uptick for sellers to be able to add their personality into it, right?
Yes, because it brings you to the table. Text can only do so much. But if I can see you, I can hear you, I know who you are. It's almost like me and you on the Zoom meeting. I've never met you face to face, but I could tell your mannerisms. I could tell the way you speak. I could tell all that. And that goes a long way. That's why you probably been to events and conferences, right? It's so much easier to sell to them right there. So much easier. It's like shoot a fish in a barrel, right? Same thing. If you're sending a video, if you're sending a voice note to somebody, they can hear the way you speak. They can hear if you're sincere in your pitch. They can see you smile on a video. It goes a long way. So I definitely think anybody that can, if their company gives you permission, because not every company does, you should definitely be using those tools.
So in addition to that, what else you got up your sleeve that would help me or a seller? I'm young Donald here on your team as an SDR. What else could I do to become more human on LinkedIn?
Yeah. Build your brand on LinkedIn itself. So it's not all about prospecting, right? So when George Floyd first happened, for example, I shared my feelings, my emotions, and everything that was going through in my head. And I was nervous to do that because it's a professional platform. I didn't know
Yeah.
how that was gonna come over, but so many people showed me love.
Mm.
So many more connection requests came in, right? So many people want to join my team. My
Yeah.
prospecting became easier. And not only that, I might do little silly videos about how I'm feeling that day or about me dancing because I'm happy. But all
Yeah.
that does is to shows people who I am. Because one of the first things that everybody does is if I send you a connection request, you go to my page.
Yeah.
Go to my page. What are you going to see on my page? Are you just going to see the corporate me, or are you going to see actually me? Oh, he seems like a cool guy, right? He seems genuine, right? He's a human. Maybe I
Yeah.
can talk to this guy. So don't be afraid to put yourself on LinkedIn. You know, we've all done it on Facebook. We all done it on Instagram. But when it comes to LinkedIn, I feel like a lot of us is too buttoned up, right? We want to be too professional. Everything needs to be perfect. I don't believe in that. I believe in I'm going to be myself. I'm going to smile. I'm going to make mistakes. I might dance around. I might be whatever. Just let yourself shine, right?
You know, and I think you bring up some good points there, especially with the brand yourself as a human.
Yeah.
Can I be, because for many of us, and we've been told don't go post like your Facebook posts on LinkedIn, but I've seen that to be not the case over the years. You can still do professional. Like, say for instance, if I post a picture of me and my son or me and my wife, then I can tie that to just who I am and also to what I do. Like, here's my why. Every day I get up and, spend time with them, these two, blah, blah, blah. If there's a way that somebody could recognize me in a human standpoint, or just like on, you have the media stuff there. I can also put like, professional dad, professional husband,
exactly,
and just put a video.
exactly. But then that lets the prospect, and just in general, people know who you are. A couple of weeks ago, it was my youngest second birthday. I posted a picture of the party, right?
Congratulations.
Right, just like that, and people reacted to it because I'm a human, and we're all humans. And I think that gets lost in the KPIs and the tracking and the numbers, that we're just selling to humans.
Yeah.
That's all. We're all humans. I don't care if it's a CEO or a supervisor or manager. We're all humans, and humans react to other humans. So when somebody comes to my page and I'm not that buttoned up person or whatever, they're like, oh, he's just a guy. He's a father, he's a husband, and he's just doing his job. And it'll go a long way if more of us do that.
Oh man, love that, man. All right. So we brand ourselves as a human, brand ourselves on LinkedIn. What else can I do? I'm here, boss. Give me some more.
Be interactive, man. Right? Join the groups, talk to people, comment on people's stuff, like people's stuff. Because that goes a long way. If somebody goes on your page, because remember, they can see everything you've done.
Yeah.
They can see everything you liked or whatever. If they go on your page, you have no activity. That's a little weird, right? You kind of seem fake.
Yeah.
Interact, right? It kind of like, all right, he has a LinkedIn, but he's not doing much. So like people's page, comment on people's stuff, right? So say, for example, I'm in the clinical research industry. If I see a cool post about a new trial that's coming on, I might like on it, comment on it, ask questions on it, right? Because what happens is other people in that industry are looking at those comments too, and people start clicking on your profile like, oh, who is this guy, right? Who is this guy?
Good questions.
Exactly. Who is this guy that's asking questions? And not only that, when people go to your page, they say, oh, okay, he likes that. I also like that. Maybe I should connect with him, right?
Yeah.
So you have to really be active on LinkedIn. Pretend like it's a Facebook. Everybody scrolls through Facebook all day, right? And it's not getting you no money, right? Is that like? Be on LinkedIn when you can, right? Interact with people, especially people in your industry.
Yeah. And I think you some of the points you bring up on that is like, it sells you without you selling yourself.
100%.
Because if I see that you did make a really good comment, and I see that you do interact on, top medical companies posts, and I see that their VP of sales, VP of clinician liked your stuff or comment, like, dang, this dude is legit. And then you sent me a email. It's like, let me take this call from Ellis and see what he's talking about, because clearly there's some level of expertise here that could benefit me and my organization.
Exactly. And it took me a long time to understand that. Like, why am I not getting the connection request? Why? Yeah. Like, I'm sending them out, they're not coming back. And it all changed when I started really interacting with people.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, the other key to this is hard. Be vulnerable. When I first started. Yeah. So, for example, when I first started in the clinical research industry, I knew nothing about it. So I would connect to people in my city, right, that's in the industry, with a message like, hey, I'm literally just trying to connect to learn more about the industry, learn more about your role, because I'm a novice and I'm trying to learn as much as possible. I would love to connect and follow you.
Yeah.
they would connect every time because people like to help people.
Yes.
People don't think they do, but they like to help people, right? I'm down to be vulnerable, right? Because I know I'm going to learn from that interaction. And two, it makes me look more human, right? I don't know everything, right? So be more vulnerable. Ask the questions that everybody else is afraid to ask, right? Write the comment, like whatever, just be you, but be vulnerable and put yourself in that place because people will respond to that.
I think there's an interesting part about that too, is that we, like you said, go back to the idea of wanting to help someone. We use that a lot, and you've all probably taught, everyone's taught this when they became a BDR, SDR, like use, may I ask, get some help from the secretary. Everybody's willing to give some kind of help. And I think that go back to that vulnerability there. If everyone, my theory is that in order to be successful, do the opposite of what everyone else is doing.
Exactly.
If everyone is being buttoned down and they are putting on this persona as, corporate Wall Street salesperson, and I am being this humanistic person that is asking for help and vulnerable that I don't know at all, that would then foster more communication. And I can see that my inbox probably would improve a lot on that too, my direct message.
100%, because there's only one you. So be you, right?
Yeah.
So somebody told me this. Somebody can hear the same message 1,000 times from 1,000 people, but only understand it once because the person it comes from, right?
Yep.
So if you're saying the same thing everybody else says it, but in the same way, you get drowned out. But if you say it as you get more responses, more reactions, and a better chance of getting that sign up.
Bro, this is lit. So if you guys are listening to this and you're watching us on TSC TV here and you have not tried any of these things yet, you got to test it out. So first one, brand yourself on LinkedIn. 2, make sure you join groups and be interactive, engage with folks, like, comments, all that good stuff. Be vulnerable. Ellis, I'm still here as this SDR, and I'm like, I know you got 2 more up your sleeve, boss. Give me 2 more things that I could start my day off with.
I'll say yes. Say yes.
What do you mean?
Stuff like this. So when I first started as an SDR, I would get invited to webinars and stuff like that to learn more, interact with more people. But me being in my shell, I'm like, I don't want to talk to these people. I don't know them. Right?
Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. But when I started to say yes to any opportunity that has to do with my job, things became easier, right? Like I'll go to those webinars now, and then I'll request the people that were at the webinars and talk about the webinars, whatever. So don't be afraid to say yes to opportunities, no matter how small, no matter how big, say yes. And then I think the most important one to me is have fun. Have fun, man. It's a professional social media, but it's social media. Have fun, show your personality, enjoy your job, right? Enjoy your job. People want to see that you enjoy what you're doing. People buy energy. They don't buy products. They don't buy solutions. They buy energy. So if you show that you're excited about what you're doing when you're on LinkedIn or even in the phone, just show how excited you are, people want to work with you.
People buy energy. I love that, man. Ellis, if folks out there listening to this, they're feeding off your energy today and want to get with you, how did they go about doing so?
Request me on LinkedIn, Ellis Stone. Simple as that. Ellis Stone on LinkedIn. Request. I accept connection requests. I don't care where it's coming from. I like to learn about people. I like to talk about people. So connect with me.
And then also, Ellis, I bragged about you there at the beginning. We're both part of a group called Sales for the Culture.
Yep.
You want to give any shout outs to that real quick?
Yeah. So Sales for the Culture, what we're aiming to do is to get more Black people into tech sales and help the ones that are already there go to the next level. I'm actually one of the mentors on the SDR side. So if you want to learn more about that, please contact me on LinkedIn and we'll get you to the group.
Love it, man. And then a final piece. What do you do right now? Tell us a little bit more about that.
So I'm the physician engagement manager for a company called CareAccess Research. That's a fancy way of saying I'm the sales development manager. So basically what we do is we work with pharmaceutical companies and we get sites for their clinical trials.
Love it, man.
Yes,
well,
sir.
Ellis, again, appreciate your wisdom, appreciate your insights today, and we'll go back and link back to the show notes. We're going to go apply these things, some 5 things here we can definitely take advantage of, man. Thanks, brother.
No problem. Thank you.
That was the one and only Ellis Stone. And if you want to go ahead and connect with Ellis, you can find all of his information. If you just scroll down, you can see it down below, as well as going to our website or to tscstudios.io. You can connect with him on LinkedIn. Just go search for him. You can find the details there as well. But I want you to be able to learn from Ellis, man, because some of the things that he shared, one of them specifically that I really enjoyed was the idea of being vulnerable. I think that many of us are not vulnerable enough. We do not show our humanistic side as much as we should, and I think there's some ways that we can do that. Just do a post today, do a post on LinkedIn, tag me in it, be vulnerable, and I think you're going to see that it performs much better than some of your links that you share with curated content or stuff from your company's website. As always, I want you guys to succeed, so I bring on folks like Ellis. I want you to check out Sales for the Culture. It's an amazing platform, amazing group, and an amazing cause. Also, I want to make sure that you go into our show notes and check out our sponsors. They're giving us some amazing things to give you, and we want you to take advantage of them, man. Check it out. As always, find more ideal customers. We want you to do that. Have more meaningful conversation. We want you to do that too. But most importantly, I want to challenge you to go out each and every single day and close deals and do big things. Thanks so much for watching.
Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed the content, I ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up at the bottom right-hand corner. Also, to make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. This way, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest sales strategies, latest tools, and things that are going to help you to not only find more prospects, but to close more deals. Thanks so much.